Okay, guys, I was prompted to put this on here this morning, and it's not to make you mad. I don't want you to get frustrated and aggravated, but I want to set an example of how we are to stand up for truth, okay? In everything. Just like that guy stealing the socks yesterday when I put the last video I put up. He was going to steal the socks. The Lord sent me to go pray for him. He turned his life around. At that very instant, we had a conversation. He gave his life to the Lord, rededicated. Just the Lord poured his spirit out on him. He got set free from some things. But here's the thing, guys. That's part of the truth. That's part of what we're to do, right? We confront the enemy, and when we do as the Lord tells us to do, it it tears down the walls of Jericho. It tears down the walls. See, Satan was tempting him to go in and steal a pair of socks. Jesus sent somebody to pull him out of that temptation, to pull him out of the bondage that he was in. He was ready to be set free. The harvest is ripe. He was ready to be pulled from that situation, but he didn't have anybody there to tell him the truth and to help him and encourage him out of it. And the Lord did it. So here's what I'm encouraging you to do. Just like, this is what the Lord prompted me to do. These people at the very top have been stealing from us every angle and every instance, every fee, every ticket, everything. It's all based around lies to keep us suppressed. And I'm going to give you one prime example. And you might not believe it, but I don't care what you believe. I just know what the Lord has prompted me to do and led me to in my personal experience. So, with that being said, when I found out about the SUSTQV Trust and the birth certificate that we got sold out for, instead of them taking our guns, they sold us out on paper, which suppressed us, gave them an angle to deny us credit, gave them an angle, to take our money in every situation, hold something over our head. If we don't do this, they take this license. If we don't do this, they take this. And if we don't do this, we take this. Well, guys, if there's no victim, there's no crime. If you haven't stolen from anybody, you haven't hurt anybody, you didn't do anything wrong. The government just pressed it on you, and the banks to satanically control us by money, which is the love of money is the root of all evil. That's where it came from. So with my experience with the bills that we are paying now, don't be mad, don't get upset, but I'm just telling you, it's time to take a look at and question everything. I called the Public Service Commission because I know I have done the research. I've worked for those companies that it's federally funded. They tell you it's federally funded when they go through with your sewer and your water and all these bills, right? They go, it's funny how utility companies never have a problem. Well, the remittance transfer at the end of the bill, you tear it off and it is the payment. It's a statement. That's what came from the Federal Reserve. They get paid by that. The companies get paid by that. Then they tell you they've made it okay to strong arm you in these crooked politician, everything they've done up top. So it's all on the books to benefit the politicians and all the ones that the lawyers that supposedly know it all, right? Well, guys, when I called the Public Service Commission, and I said, why aren't you following the law? Because I'm getting tired of people getting ripped off. That's part of it. When you're a leader, that's what I do. I seek God. He leads me to things that tell people the truth, and we need to stand up for our rights and everything, in everything that we do. They said to me when they come back on the phone, did you put that on social media? I thought, I think maybe the better question to ask is, why are we doing this to the people? Why are we using this to suppress the people? And guys, that's the sad part of the reality that we live in, is that these people think they can do anything they want to do, and they have the people in these utility companies convinced that they won't have a job if they don't lie to these people. They're convinced that it's okay to lie. It's all coming to an end, guys. I just want to encourage you. Just know that it's all a facade. This whole government is a facade. And they have done these things to keep you suppressed, all the way from a parking ticket, all the way to your power bill. Everything has been a scheme against you money-wise. And I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. And if you can't see that by now, I mean, the banking, everything, you really need to take a step back and look at the situation and ask the Lord, say, what can I do? What can I do? And it's time to search your heart. Are you doing these things for people? Are you lying for these companies? Are you putting yourself in a compromising situation when you know the Lord is calling you out of those lies? Are you doing the right thing when it comes to standing up? When the Lord tells you to stand up and say, hey, Jesus loves you. Or when he tells you to stand up and say, hey, that's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. Or are you more concerned about your own self and putting yourself in front of everything else? Because if you're more worried about your comfort and your settlement in where you're at and the Lord's telling you, hey, I don't want you in that job anymore. Hey, I don't want you lying to people anymore. And you continue doing it. It's starting to rain. The ark is built. Are you going to get on it? Or are you going to let the door shut on the ark and the rain come? Because it's not rain this time, guys. It's fire. And everything you do like that burns up in fire. And I'm just telling you, you reap what you sow. If he's leading you out of that, man, you need to get out of it. And I love you. And I tell you this in love. But I see so many people compromising and doing people wrong, all for a paycheck. And that breaks my heart, because all you're doing, Jesus says, what you've done to the least of these, you have done to me. Guys, it's in love that I tell you this. Plus, I hate seeing everybody else suppressed. So if that one person can help and stand up, who else is it helping? Be an example. God bless you.